Coming up on this episode of NPS Now, the new Camp Allen Elementary is open and ready for teaching and learning. Fifth graders experience STEM in action at the Naval Station, Norfolk. And the National Math and Science Initiative awarded an amazing grant to 2 of our high schools. Later in the show, we'll learn all about the profile of a Virginia graduate. All that and more next on NPS Now. Hello and welcome to NPS Now, your source for news and information about Norfolk Public Schools. I'm your host, Karen Tanner. Phase 1 of the construction of the new Camp Allen Elementary came to a close as students occupied the completed building for the very first time after Veterans Day. These excited students now have access to a new gym, a discovery center, and new classrooms with innovative technology, thanks to the federal government, the city, and of course, the hardworking staff at the school.
I have to say our staff has done an absolutely amazing job with all of the preparation. They have been gracious and given up their free time. They've set up classrooms that are warm, inviting, and certainly going to be engaging, so we're very excited.
Sometimes children forget that there's a whole village out there that appreciate them and love them, and to me, the new building communicates that someone's thinking about them and understands what they need to have to be able to be productive citizens in our next generation. And so the teachers and the personnel bring the passion. The building says, yes, we love you.
Approximately 2,500 fifth graders from every elementary school in the district visited Naval Station, Norfolk for the second annual STEM Day. Students were able to see multiple kinds of aircraft up close, go on board a destroyer and aircraft carrier, and experience a wide array of fun displays from various groups and organizations. The goal is to expose these students to the variety of STEM careers that are available locally and in the military.
Yeah, we're having a great time with all the kids here at the STEM event at the Naval Station, Norfolk. We're with the Navy's Stewards of the Sea, talking about environmental stewardship, the way the Navy protects the environment while we conduct the necessary training activities to train our sailors to deploy. Oh, I think it's a great event. I think it's good for the kids, and I think my team here is having a lot of fun as well.
We're a Navy town. Anything we do with the Navy is exactly what we should be doing. We have so many military families in our schools. It is a wonderful opportunity, and they're going to see the Navy is a great career choice.
I hope they get the opportunity to see careers that they might not have thought about, have the opportunity to talk with their friends, maybe more closely about their own parents that are in the military, so that now their friends have a better connection of what they may be talking about when their mom or dad or relative goes out to sea. They now have a connection they can make personally to that.
As the parent of a 4th grader, I'm very excited to see this age of children here. I know that they are very excited. They love to climb on the equipment. Experiential learning is very important to them, and to see firsthand, I'm hoping that they'll get, this is something that they'll remember for many years to come.
The National Math and Science Initiative awarded a 3-year grant to Lake Taylor and Booker T. Washington High Schools during a special program at Nauticus. This Department of Defense grant, which is over $600,000, provides training to teachers at these schools along with other resources and supplies in order to help them increase their advanced placement offerings. In addition, students will receive instruction that will ultimately help them succeed in AP courses and prepare them for life after high school.
What is so special about the NIMSY work is that it supports the teachers with a strong professional development. It supports the students with very strong learning strategies, and it strengthens their interest in advanced placement courses. And it also strengthens the potential for them to leave and complete those courses with qualifying scores of 3 or better.
We think we're going to see several things. Primarily, we want to see the number of advanced placement offerings grow. That's very important, that we expand the base of rigorous and challenging coursework. But we think we're going to see an incredible increase in the number of kids who are going to step up and accept the challenge of AP coursework. And the third thing is we think they're going to be incredibly successful in terms of achieving qualifying scores on AP exams.
We want students to have the experience of being in rigorous courses. We want students to have the experience of what it would be like to be in a college class in high school, and then know that when they get to that point that they'll have already been through it.
Willard Model Elementary served as a site for Showcase Pre-K in Virginia as educators from around the state visited the district to learn more about instructional support in preschool. Norfolk Public Schools was chosen as a location for showcases due to its great success with the Virginia Preschool Initiative, or VPI+. The visitors observed a classroom and discussed what they could take back to their own classes. Both organizers and guests knew what they wanted to get out of this unique event.
The opportunity to reflect upon their actions, how they use the materials in their classroom, how they engage the students in the conversation, hopefully would eventually decrease disruptive behavior as well as increase student outcomes.
I like the back and forth interchanging that the teachers are giving with the children. I think it's wonderful to be able to get out amongst other organizations other than just being with just home HRCAT.
They've got like so many visuals, and just the way that the visuals are set up and the open-ended questions in each center is a great reminder. You know, if I forget something, or my parapro, or even if the sub is in there, that's a great tool for everybody to use.
So in classroom visits, I'm seeing lots of open-ended questions. I'm seeing higher level thinking and problem solving, and that's happening not in a large group way, but embedded in centers and instruction. So the teacher is asking really good questions, posing problems and having the kids help solve them with her. I'm amazed. I'm loving it.
Lake Taylor Middle, Ruffner Academy, Jaycox Elementary, and Ingleside Elementary received nearly $80,000 in new band and orchestra instruments, thanks to the Good Family Foundation and a grant from the Mr. Hollins Opus Foundation. Students at Ingleside celebrated their new instruments with some special guests from the city and school system, along with those who helped make this possible.
My family is very involved in the arts. We're very dedicated to the arts. We believe that the arts are an essential part of a child's growth and learning and will make the world a better place. So any way that we can help to bring the arts to all kids, we follow through with that.
I think it's an absolutely wonderful opportunity for these children to experience music and learning an instrument. As a former saxophone and piano player myself, I know how important it is and how it unlocks a new language and it really becomes a lifelong experience.
I feel good because not every school doesn't get to have new instruments, and also some of them don't even have instruments at all. So yeah, I feel great about it.
Well, it brings attention to our entire school district and our music program, and it supports these kids as they start their journey. And I think having a new instrument just lends a new level of excitement. This is the culmination of a lot of hard work and effort, but it's very well worth it.
It made me feel like special, that my school and my friends are very special, that they're think about us, our school, to pay for new violins and violas and cellos.
As part of Norfolk Public Schools' mission to encourage students to continue their education beyond high school, the district partnered with Virginia Wesleyan University for their annual college and career fair. Students from all 5 high schools convened on the university's campus to meet with representatives from dozens of higher education and technical institutions with the hope of discovering opportunities after graduation.
So we're at the Tidewater College Fair today. We brought juniors and seniors with us. We brought 100 students. And the biggest goal for us is exposure to colleges and careers so they can meet representatives who are reviewing their applications, ask questions that they have for us that sometimes the admissions reps can answer better for them. We've got a couple of kids who are excited about getting admitted on site. Kids are asking about fee waivers. They're getting presentations from the access advisors about financial aid. So a lot of information and access, that's the biggest goal.
The Girls in Engineering program at Granby High School held their 6th annual Lunch and Learn in November. Representatives from the school board, local universities, Barnes & Noble, and Nauticus were invited to learn about the program and the remotely operated vehicle the students built. Granby's culinary students catered the event.
So today is the annual Lunch and Learn, and what we do is we bring in officials from all over, NSU, ODU, from Nauticus and everywhere, and we just give them a brief summary of what we do here at Grammy and what Girls in Engineering is about.
It's really important for women to know, especially in a school setting, that engineering, math, science, that's what organizations and companies want to see, more women in the field. So the more girls we can get involved at this stage in high school, the better it's going to be for their futures and for the future of our country.
Everyone has to start somewhere. This is where we start. If we don't start here, where are we going to start? So that's what we're doing. We're starting here and we're making our statement in this world, and we're going to continue.
In recognition of International Education Week, students at the Academy of International Studies attended a fair designed to expand their knowledge of different cultures. The school partnered with Norfolk's sister cities, who invited groups from a variety of countries to talk with the students about their nations. Students also sampled foods from the United Kingdom, India, and the Philippines in the cafeteria.
It's International Day as we celebrate International Education Week. We have delegations from around the world, including Russia. Again, the whole focus of our International Studies program is to expose all of our students to the many world cultures through engaging classroom activities as well as events such as this one.
I think it's really cool. Like, we're a really unique program to have here in Norfolk. I got the chance to experience like the different food and see just some of the different cultures in the auditorium. I really like the food and the Ghana presentation. Like, it's very colorful.
I think it's very nice, like, that we can be engaged in things that are around the world, like other countries that other schools may not be able to learn about. We get to like not just be stuck in textbooks and just like actually go to people who are from that country and hear from their perspective.
Pre-K students at Willoughby Early Childhood Center celebrated Veterans Day by giving a special performance in front of a packed house of parents. They displayed their appreciation to veterans through songs, waving their flags, and reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
We've been talking about Veterans Day since October, and our population is actually almost 50% of the parents in our school are military. So we have just been celebrating and singing songs and talking about why we need to honor our service people. So we had a great time this last 2 months learning our songs and our pledge. They had never had the pledge. I thought it went great turnout, and the parent volunteers have been overwhelming. They have just created our auditorium into a patriotic festival.
I thought it was great, actually, to be able to see the kids come out. I know a lot of schools nowadays don't really have activities like this for military, but you know, being around Hampton Roads is a lot of military in this area, so I thought it was great. It was a proud moment, being this is my first child and my oldest child, to be able to see this along with the other kids. Yeah, it was something. It made me a proud parent.
Norfolk Public Schools, in partnership with the Special Olympics, held their 4th annual Big Feet Meet at Booker T. Washington High School. Middle school students with special needs from across the district enjoyed various activities, including cornhole, the 50-meter dash, and an obstacle course. The event also featured a unity walk led by members of the Norfolk Police Department and volunteers from local universities who were on hand to help our students have fun. For the 2nd year in a row, a staff member from Richard Boland Elementary won the United Way's Chili Cook-Off. After careful taste testing and consideration by the judges, which included Superintendent Dr. Melinda Boone, Kamisha Foreman's chili was named the winner. Madison Alternative Center's Lakeisha Cotman and Coleman Place Elementary's Janae Washington tied for 2nd. If you have any great story ideas or events happening at your school, please be sure to contact us at NPS_news@NPSK12.com. Stay tuned for more NPS Now.
Welcome back to NPS Now. I'm Steve Setmiller, Senior Coordinator of Athletics. Today we're going to take a look at the Middle School Football Championship that was played at Powhatan Stadium. Ruffner looking to go undefeated and against Lake Taylor Middle School, which is looking to spring the upset.
in the air. Dr. Gabriel's going to toss it. Call it loud enough for 11 to hear it. Okay? Head. And it is heads. And you want the ball, correct? All right. Come on, reach it down here. To the hole. That's how you got in there. Oh, man.
Welcome back to NPS Now. With me today are two very special guests. We have Dr. Michael Cataldo. He is the Executive Director for Curriculum and Instruction. And we have April Harmon, who is the Senior Coordinator for School Counselors. Welcome to NPS Now. Today, I'm glad to have you. We're going to be discussing the profile of a Virginia graduate. So thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Great to have you. So Dr. Cataldo, I'll start with you. What is the profile of a Virginia graduate?
Profile of a graduate is a framework that is aiming to answer the question what do our students need when they graduate from school to be able to possess? And so that's what the framework is that the state has developed with multiple stakeholders. They talk with owners of businesses, the military, universities, colleges, as well as teachers, administrators, parents, and students to develop that framework.
Yeah, so April, how do we come up with creating the profile of a graduate? How did that come up?
Well, the profile of the graduate was initially started by the General Assembly, who requested of the Board of Education to start something that would help the students to transition more successfully to their different pathways, such as work, college, or military. So initially it was started in 2015, where the General Assembly had conversations as to what could be done to better prepare our students for the transition after high school.
So Dr. Cataldo, within the profile of the graduate, the state included something called the 5 C's. What are they, and how are we developing these skills to help our students?
Well, the 5 C's are critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication, and citizenship. And so what we are doing to really prepare our students for this, as we develop our curricula through the multiple areas, we are focusing on those 5 C's. Now, one thing with the 5 C's and the profile of a graduate, it sounds like it's something just for secondary schools, but we're starting as really pre-K-12. So we're going through all the disciplines, and we are developing this curriculum and working with students, because these skills, we used to call them soft skills, but really they're success skills. And we need our students to possess those skills, and we're doing everything we can to ensure that.
Yeah. April, what are the roles of the school counselors in this profile of a graduate?
Well, actually, Karen, the role is, we have multiple roles, but one of our primary roles is to ensure that each student has an academic and career plan, and it's often referred to as an ACP. And essentially that plan is an academic plan that is tailored around the students' abilities as well as their life goals and interests.
Dr. Cataldo mentioned beginning in pre-K
Yeah.
for this profile, but at what grade do school counselors begin working with students about possible careers, April?
They start having conversations as early as kindergarten. And they there is a platform that we use that's called Virginia Wizard, as well as Virginia View. And Virginia View is generally used for the younger students, K through 5, and then Virginia, the other one is used for the secondary students. But they start as early as kindergarten doing an assessment based on, again, the students' interests and their abilities.
It's like we're shaping them for the future early and giving them some
Absolutely.
ideas about careers and opportunities. Wow, that's
Absolutely.
exciting. So Dr. Cataldo, tell me about some of the things we're doing in instruction and curriculum and instruction, I'm tongue-tied, to meet this new standard.
Well, as I had mentioned a little bit earlier, we are looking at going all the way through all the curriculum that we possess in Norfolk Public Schools that comes from the state. And we're also doing more project-based learning, where students have a project that they work on collaboratively. They use critical thinking skills. They communicate with one another for those things. So we're trying to incorporate all of this information into the curriculum that we work with our teachers on, and that they will deliver to students. So we really feel that we're doing a lot of things in curriculum instruction. We're changing kind of our focus. We're moving away from the standard multiple choice type assessments, and we're really looking for basically, what someone would ask you at work, or when you are at, wherever your career goes, that you have to work with other people.
So our district has incorporated the theory of action.
Yes.
How does this fit with our profile of a graduate, Dr. Cataldo?
Well, the theory of action is as well a framework, and we say for our students this framework, what we want our students to be able to do, and the skills that we want them to possess. So it's very similar to the state's version. So it's great that we are right on that cutting edge, and we're doing the same thing with our students. And then the second part of that, and I think where we maybe go a step farther, is where we talk about what we want the adults to do in Norfolk Public Schools. What do we want the teachers and staff to do? And they would facilitate an environment that is conducive to exemplary and innovative teaching and learning opportunities, where we would provide them students these opportunities pretty much in every school, in every classroom, every day for every student without exception.
That's great. So April, how does this profile affect graduation requirements?
Well, it affects graduation requirements in that it allows a little more flexibility. It's not just about testing, but as Dr. Cataldo mentioned earlier, it's about ensuring that our students are critical thinkers, that they can think outside of the box, that they can communicate well. So the profile, it actually enhances what we want the students to know upon graduating. So the transition is smoother regardless of whatever pathway, if it's going to be military, college, or the workforce. It just enhances that.
And in your opinion and your thoughts, how do you feel about the state making the profile a graduate a standard for all of our students? What do you think about that, Dr. Cataldo?
I think it's fantastic, and I think it's what's great is that our division has really looked into this already. So as this is coming out, this is fitting very well with what we're doing. We want to prepare students to be, career ready, citizen ready, and I think this is the best way to do it. And the state is providing a lot of support as well.
April, what do you think?
I totally agree with Dr. Cataldo. I think it does better prepare our students so that they are positive contributors to globally, not just locally, but globally as well, and that they can transform regardless of what environment that they're in, that they're prepared. So I totally agree with Dr. Cataldo in that it only helps our students.
Yeah, this has been very informative as a parent of a student, and I know the parents at home and the community are glad to hear what we're doing and how we're incorporating it with our school counselors and within instruction. So thank you for coming on the show today to talk about the profile of a graduate.
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you. And we want to thank you for watching NPS Now. It airs weekly on WNPS Channel 47, or you can view us online at www.npsk12.com. If you have any great story ideas or events happening at your school, email us at nps_news@npsk12.com. Again, we want to thank you for watching NPS Now.